How often should you be contacting your ex after no contact? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with modernlove.life, where we help you get the great, loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play hard to get, without having to play mind games, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not, because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by hitting that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm so that it can tell them that this is a nice video and that you think it might help other people out there who might not know how often they should be contacting their ex. So help someone else out if you find this video helpful by hitting that thumbs up button. And, also think about subscribing to the channel as well, too, so that you can get notified when we update and upload new videos. Also, I did want to let you know that we do have a course called the Ex Solution Program that walks you through the process of connecting with your ex on an emotional level, which is what we're going to be talking about in this video. You can find out more info on that down in the description box below, but I'm not going to twist your arm on it. If it's right for you, cool. If it's not right for you, that's totally all right as well too. Okay, so I know that there are a lot of people out there that you might also be watching on YouTube that could be telling you some very strict, rigid rules, like you must absolutely always 100% of the time do no contact, and it must be for this specific amount of time, 30 days, and then afterwards you want to do this, and then only contact your ex this number of times or at this frequency, because doing anything different is going to make you look desperate and needy or something like that, right? If you've watched any other of my videos, because you have subscribe to the channel, you should probably know that that is not what I would recommend. I don't like these arbitrary, rigid rules because they basically amount to turning your brain off and just blindly following some arbitrary plan, right? And that's not what I want you to do. I want you to be in control of your relationship and be able to consciously choose what to do every step of the way. Like, my hope is that having gone through these videos that I make, maybe some of our courses or getting coaching or something like that, that you are able to actually be in charge of your own relationship, and that you don't always need someone like me to say, hey, what do I do next? Hey, what should I do next, right? Maybe that would be good for business if I had you constantly dependent on me or something, but I don't think it's going to help you have a great relationship. I want you to be able to feel into the situation and know what the right thing is. So with that being said, I don't want you to just kind of turn your brain off and robo-text your ex once a week or something like that. That might work for some people. That might not work for other people. So don't just kind of, check out and just say, okay, I'm just going to robotically text my ex every 3 days or once a week, or I'm just going to, sit in the corner and pout and wait for them to crawl over broken shards of glass to get in contact with me. Again, these things can work for some people some of the time, but they don't work for all people all of the time. So I don't think that it makes sense for anyone to just be making broad statements like that. What does work, though, is to realize that, okay, generally speaking, you can contact your ex as much as you want to, as long as the interactions are bringing the two of you closer together and feel good on an emotional level. If they ever start to not feel good and they ever start to actually push the two of you away from one another, then it means that something's not working, and we should, probably stop contacting them so that we stop ourselves from doing further damage to whatever isn't working, and we take a pause and we reevaluate what we need to do moving forward, okay? Maybe that means some kind of no contact thing. Maybe that means just, chilling out for a day or two. I don't know. But we want to kind of feel into the situation and know what the right thing to do is. Also, another concern when somebody is kind of confused about how often they should contact their ex or not is that it's a bit symptomatic to me of the fact that them and their ex are not on the same team. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Now, obviously, if you and your ex are on different teams, that can show up as really hostile sorts of interactions where, they hate your guts, they are, shooting eye daggers at you, they are talking very poorly about you. That's a very obvious example of the two of you being on different teams. But there's also a very subtle way that people are expressing being on different teams. It includes things like thinking that your ex is like this person over there that you have to like calculate how they're going to respond to things. You have to calculate what they're going to say or what they're going to do next. You have to walk on eggshells around them. You have to try to read their mind or something like that. That instead of just saying like, hey, can I have a little bit of space? You feel like you have to just like not tell them and then just create distance or something like that. These are kind of symptoms that maybe you and your ex aren't on the same team, or at least that they might not see you as being on the same team as them, or maybe you don't see them as being on the same team as you. And so what we do want to do in maybe sort of a broader sense is actually bring the two of you onto the same team so that you can just do things that are stupid easy, like, hey, am I contacting you too much? If so, let me know. Like, I'm totally okay to give you space, but just let me know so that I know what to expect moving forward. And that's like the easiest possible thing. Maybe it doesn't occur to a lot of people because they're so kind of stuck in the dynamic of being on different teams, on being on opposing teams, that they think that they have to like anticipate what their ex is going to do, or they have to like drop hints and hope that their ex takes the hint, because for some reason it just doesn't occur to them to actually just directly say, hey, I think I need a little bit of space. Like, don't take it the wrong way. It's just about me. Or maybe it is about you. You know, hey, I need a little bit of space. The last interaction we had was a bit intense, or whatever. But what I want you to do kind of in a bigger picture sense is to actually have a conversation with them where you two of you actually can get on the same team. And that's what we call the same team conversation. I know, I'm incredibly original with these titles, but that's what we would call the same team conversation. So how you set that up is, you know, get in contact with them, go through, build rapport, deepen from surface level to emotional connection, do some reward and relate cycles. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to all of that stuff, go ahead and check out this playlist over here on advanced relational skills. It goes into what we call advanced relational skills, which are about how to connect on an emotional level, how to develop more of an emotional connection with your ex or really anyone, but it works pretty well with people's exes. So go ahead and check that out if you need to. But you know, through doing that, you'll probably end up getting into rapport. And then what you want to do is you want to say, hey, well, we're talking like this. There's something I want to make sure that we're both in agreement on. And that's that I know that it can be kind of confusing maybe how we fit into each other's lives right now that we're broken up. I mean, I still care for you, but, you know, clearly we're not in a relationship. And, you know, I could understand if you felt confused from time to time too. So rather than having to, you know, just be confused alone, you know, me being confused on my own and you being confused on your own, why don't we just kind of talk to each other, agree that we're on the same team? And if things ever start to seem too weird, or if we start to get in over our heads, or if things start to move too fast or something, or if you ever start to feel uncomfortable, or if I ever start to feel uncomfortable, just tap me on the shoulder and let me know, and we'll find out something that works for us, rather than us having to, you know, create this distance and hope that the other person picks up the hint, or me trying to read your mind, or you trying to read my mind, or something like that. Let's just be on the same team. Is that something that you can agree to? And once you have that agreement in place, you can actually start to anchor back to it and reference back to it and say, hey, remember that time that we had that conversation about being on the same team? Well, it seems like you're kind of pulling away right now. Is it that you just need some space? Is being in contact with me too much pressure or too stressful for you? If so, just let me know. If it's something else, if maybe you're just busy with work or whatever, then that's totally all right too. But just let me know so that I know what to expect. And then, boom, simple as that. Or maybe because you've had that same team conversation, they come to you and they say, hey, you know, don't take it the wrong way, but I just need a little bit of space right now. Or once again, like I said before, maybe it is because of you. Hey, actually, because of that last interaction we had, it was really intense. I just need some space right now to process it. And that way you know, that way they know, and there's less of the mind reading that needs to happen, and the two of you are able to communicate a lot more clearly, and you don't have to ask yourself, how often do I need to text my ex, or how often should I be contacting my ex? How much is too much? How much is too little? Because you can just bring them into the fold, and the two of you can just be partners in terms of, not necessarily romantic partners, although it might get there, but partners in terms of creating a dynamic that works for the two of you. And so that's really what I'd recommend that you do in the longer term sort of way. You know, after you just kind of build up that positive interaction deep into the emotional level, create that sense of rapport, like what we talk about in ESP, the Ex-Solution Program. But, you know, by the way, if you do want to learn more about that, we have links for that in the description box below. Check it out if you want to learn more about these advanced relational skills, more about developing rapport, emotional connection, and all of that stuff. If it's right for you, cool. If it's not right for you, no worries. But anyway, hope that helps you out. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what we're doing here, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help us out, and subscribe to the channel as well too, so that you can get notifications and updates when we upload and post new videos. Thank you so much. If you do want to learn more about those advanced relational skills, we have this video playlist right here, or you might want to check out this video over here. Hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.